This week's episode of Kickin' It is brought to you by the LeBron 7 No Fly Wire, the red carpets, awesome shoe. You got premium leather all on the toe front, really nice. Reason why it's called No Fly Wire because it's all woven right here, no fly wire at all stitched. You got your LeBron James little logo, it's old school logo right here. In the front of this one it says 3, and then you have 20 on this one, so it says 23 on there. You have his logo also on the inside of the sole, emerald green on the bottom with his logo there. Came with 2 pair of laces, black and this red orange. I think the red orange definitely sets the shoe off. Get your air bubble. Really hot, comfortable shoe. This model alone is amazing. They came out with some sick colorways for this shoe model. So that's the LeBron James red carpet. Enjoy the show. Welcome back to another episode of Kickin' It. I'm Steve09.
K718.
We're back with a brand new episode. This week's topic, we're talking about resellers in general / buying just to trade.
Yeah.
You know, you got people that just cop sneakers because they know that the hype behind the shoe is really big, so they figure, I'm just gonna cop it so I can use it for trade bait. What are your thoughts on people that?
I don't know, man. That's like a delicate subject with me because I've done it. See, I double up on shit that I love, right? But I don't think I've ever gone out of my way to buy another pair just to try to sell it or trade it for something else. I usually try to just buy whatever I can. I don't go that route. Do I think it's grimy? Is it just as bad as reselling? They're probably one and the same. Technically, right? Because you're taking the opportunity from somebody else to get it for your own greedy purposes.
Right.
But on the flip side, I have gotten shit from people in reverse. Because they doubled up, I was able to trade it for something that I really wanted. So it worked out for me in that instant. So see, it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
How you feel about it?
I mean, for me personally, I don't do it. I'll only double up a shoe that I really like.
Yeah.
And if I happen to feel, I can maybe down the line if somebody wants something, maybe I'll trade that shoe. But I wouldn't go out of my way and cop a shoe that I don't like just to use it as trade bait because, the hype is really big on it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But, to each his own. But, I mean, it's like you said, it takes away from somebody who really wants the shoe.
Sure.
But, you got these people that just do it just to trade, and then you have people that grab it just to resell it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They don't care. And that's the one line that I hate that freaking irks me. Is like you ask the person, oh, what size you want? He's like, I don't care, man. I'm just gonna resell it. That burns me, man. Just want to freaking sack the person. Like, really, man? That's all you're here for is just because you just want to resell it. I just can't. I can't stand that.
Yeah. We've all been victims to it. So it's happened to us all. But again, it just depends on what circumstance that we're in that could either be to our advantage or to our disadvantage. Because nothing in the world is worse than hearing that. Because automatically, he's fucking up something that I particularly have a certain affinity for. I love that shit. You gonna go fuck it up by doing what everybody else is doing because that's the end thing to do, or you want to make $10 on it. Like, you're not winning with that. But at the same time, have you bought from a reseller? I've probably bought from a reseller. I've traded resellers. So it goes back and forth, man. It just depends on what circumstance you're in. We've all been part of it, at one point or another. A good friend of mine that's on Instagram, I had a pair of Cat 4s. I had them. They weren't moving. So instead of saying, okay, I want more money for them, I just said, give me retail and shipping, and they're yours. I don't mind doing that shit for people, So, but it just all depends on who you ask.
I mean, for me, it's like a love-hate thing with the resale. Everybody hates them,
Right.
but they're the first ones you go to, unfortunately, because you gotta find the shoe. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
When you go to eBay, that's pretty much
That's
all
resellers.
resellers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you hate them because they take away the shoe, but then you love them because you're able to find the shoe that you've been looking for.
And I love them even more, and maybe this has happened, I love them even more when they don't sell and they have to lower the price on them. Oh, I love that shit. I applaud every reseller that can't flip and I buy from you at like $40 off. Shout out to you, baby. Because you make me happy.
That's definitely a win.
That's a win. That's absolutely a win. And they give you free shipping.
Yeah.
It just depends on who you ask, man. How you get it sometimes works out for you best. And sometimes you get jerked and you don't get shit. But there's other sneakers, you know, and the community's so big. At one point or another, you'll run into somebody that has something that you really want. And if they understand and you guys work that shit out, you win.
That shoe is eventually going to pop up somewhere. It doesn't matter if you can't get it now. I mean, down the line, you'll find it. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta be patient, and the shoe eventually is gonna pop up. You know. I mean, it's funny to see the resellers how they act. Like when the shoe doesn't sell instantly, especially on a new release, you see them. The prices are ridiculous when the shoe first releases on that Saturday, and then like a week later, you see the price start going down and going down. And especially when a restock hits, that's horrible to them because they know they gotta lower it. You know what I mean? And then that's when you can catch them.
That or they run the risk of sitting on it.
Yeah. Exactly.
And then they're really fucked because nobody's gonna want to buy it.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, it's been talked about for the longest time in many communities. It's one of the biggest things in the sneaker community. You know what I mean? It's, the resellers. You love them or you hate them. Are they good for the community? People have their pros and cons against them. But in the end, what can you do? It is what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, we all eventually end up buying from a reseller.
Sure. Absolutely. I mean, even people, celebrities. I've seen Fat Joe do it. I seen the dude Mayer do it. I mean, they forked over money right on the spot. Like 800 beans for a pair of sneakers and stuff, man. It's all a balance, but everything is a balance. You can't have all hardcore sneakerheads. You can't have all resellers, and you can't have all little kids that don't appreciate the game. We're all in there. We make the sneaker game complete. Because if it's too much of anything, it's bad. It's not a good look. You can't have all hardcore sneakerheads. Though we like to think we are, but that's not always the case. You gotta have a reseller. It's a balance. Because like Steve said, at one point or another, you're gonna go see one for a pair of kicks you missed. And like the little shorties in the videos, when they don't know what they're doing, but they flipping Yeezys for other shit, they need it too. They need it too. That's part of, that's the circle of life in the sneaker game.
Say that.
That's real shit.
It's the sneaker circle of life.
Absolutely, So everything is needed.
Exactly. I mean, that's what you sign up for when you get into this thing. When you get into this the sneaker collection, it's part of it.
Okay.
I mean, you can never, you can't get every release. It's virtually impossible.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, eventually you're gonna miss out on some shoes, and you're gonna have to look for them.
Yeah.
And that's where the resellers come in.
And I also think it's fun though. I mean, it makes it interesting because if you were able to get every shoe every single time, that shit would get boring. Like it makes it fun, that you have to sometimes go out and you might have to spend a little more, but the research, the hunt, that shit is awesome. I know somebody that's real big into that is Mr. Nike SB6. He don't care how much they cost. He don't care where them shits are at. He'll go through whatever to get them. And I think that's cool because, like, it makes it interesting. You might find some shit that you were looking at, you intended to get, but you couldn't get before the shoes you just missed. So you get those. And you're still on the look for the other ones. I don't think it's bad.
No, I mean, it's cool because you can always, on the back of your mind, say, I'll cop those. I'll get them down the line.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you don't be like, oh, I missed out on the shoe and then forget it. I'm never gonna ever find them again. You always have that, like, you always can take it easy, find solitude and be like, yo, I can get them down the line. Maybe I can even get them from the retail. You never know. I mean, I've seen people get shoes under retail.
Yeah.
Even if it's like a year later or whatever. But they get them under retail, and that's always a win when you get it under retail.
Yeah, that's the best shit.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
So,
I mean, that's how it goes. So I mean, that's part of this sneaker thing that we're all in. You know what I mean? So love it or hate it, they're needed.
It is what it is.
Yeah, it's part of the sneaker circle life, like you said. So, want to hear your thoughts?
Definitely, hit us up.
Negative, positive, what you guys think about the resellers, or even about buying sneakers that you typically don't really like, but the hype behind it, and you want to use it for trade bait.
Yeah, I'd like to hear from the reseller themselves. If any resellers are out there that want to actually comment on the process, I'd love to hear your side of the story, because there's always two sides. And it's not just all sneakerheads and then the resellers. You guys are like some weird off humans or something. So if anybody hears this and it's a reseller and wants to share, definitely hit us up. Rate, comment, subscribe as always. Follow us on Twitter, Kick718.
SneakerSteve09.
You already know what it is, folks. Another one in the books.
Out of here. One.